And welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Keyblade Card 2010. Today is another story day, another storytelling time of the time that I got the scare out of my life at work. Like, severely scared. Not really like, oh my gosh, I fear for my life type deal, but it was like, oh geez, you know, a little bit concerned. So, I work at a fast food place. I don't know if you guys know that, and I do all sorts of things from drive-through to drive cash, drive speaker, drive handout, dishes, fryer, runner, you name it, I do it. So this particular day I was supposed to do lobby, and I really hate doing lobby. Lobby sucks in my opinion because you never know when someone's going to destroy the bathroom and nobody wants to clean it, but we do it anyways. But I just don't really like cleaning up after people. I really don't. I barely clean up after myself. I mean, my apartment's like always clean, but the bathrooms are the worst for me. In my opinion, I don't really like cleaning up after somebody's bathrooms and whatnot, but they get cleaned at least twice a day, so it's not too bad. But still, I don't like cleaning up after people. So I hate doing lobby, obviously. It's terrible, and it's a really slow-paced job depending on the day. Excuse me. Depending on the day, really, we could be slower than hell, and so then we're basically standing around trying to figure out something to do because we have to keep busy. Or we're so freaking busy, I can't keep up on trays and trash and refilling stuff, and yeah. Those are the days I like. Those days I don't actually mind because I keep busy. But, anyways, this particular day scared the hell out of me. And it was a typical normal day. That it was sunny out. I went and cleaned outside with the broom and swept up all the trash that people freaking leave in the parking lot, which is terrible. I refilled everything, and I got some stuff done, and I noticed when I started my shift that something was wrong. Several people were trying to go to the men's bathroom. Well, nobody could open the door. Well, we only have a one bathroom, basically. We have two bathrooms, actually, a women's and a men, obviously. For the women's, we only have the one stall, and for the men, we have the urinal and the stall. But yeah. But for some reason, nobody could get into the stall, and I was like, oh, you know, it's just somebody who's taking a while or whatnot, you know, on the can, you know. I've been there. I've had to sit on the can for a while before, so, you know, whatever. So I come back because I have to go in and out of this door, in and out of this side door for lobby, into the kitchen area and back where my station is. So I start filling up the saucepans, and I go back out there again, and I notice that nobody's gone in there or come back out. I was like, what do you bet? Somebody locked the damn door and from the other side by accident, and somebody closed it and nobody can get in. Because that's happened before. Kids mess around with it, they lock it, and then they close the door behind them and nobody can get back in. So I didn't think anything of it. I'm still doing my duties and whatnot. By the time about 30 minutes, 40 minutes go by, I'm taking out the trash by this point in time, and I hear some lady, actually, as I'm coming back after I took out the trashes, come and sit down and tell me, and grab a hold of me and say, hey, nobody can get into the men's bathroom. Oh, okay, I will let my manager know. Well, my head person of the place that I work at decided to be there that day, and she was doing the work schedule and whatnot. So I went back there and I said, hey, we can't get this bathroom door open. I don't know what's going on, you know, there's gentlemen out here, there's kids standing out here that need to use the restroom. So she basically comes out with as many tools as she can get her hands on and tries to, because there's this little, it's the push-in lock, so on the other side is this little basically you could take a coin and like turn it and it'll pop open, you know, it'll open up. She tried that. It was being stubborn and whatnot, because we've unlocked this door at least every couple months. We have to fix this door because somebody locked it. I think they got we haven't had to deal with it at all the past 2 years though, because I think we got a better lock, so it won't lock on the inside if you do that. But anyways, so we tried and we tried and we tried and we tried, and so we can't get this open. And I'm trying to shoo away customers because I have to stop what I'm doing to shoo the customers away while she's working on the door. So this gentleman comes over and he says, "So what's going on?" And I said, "We can't get into the bathroom. You'll have to wait, sir. I'm sorry." He's like, "Well, I know how, I work with doors all the time and whatnot. Do you want me to give it a try?" So my manager turns around and she says, "Sure, you want to give it a try?" So he comes up and he messes with the door. And he finally gets it open. Well, my manager goes back into, back in the back, thinking that, you know, it's done, we got it fixed, we got it unlocked, who cares? Now people can use the restroom. I opened the door to let this, the gentleman who helped us, his kid, to use the restroom because he had to go. So I open up the door for him, and he like, his eyes widen, and he shakes his head like, "No. No." I'm like, "What do you mean no?" And so I look inside, and there's a gentleman on the floor passed out. And my heart just, like, jumped because I wasn't expecting it, and it scared the living crud out of me. So then, I quickly go over to the door to where my manager was, and I poked my head, and I said, "You need to call the police. Something's wrong." And so I raced back over to the bathroom door where the gentleman was laying, because the door automatically closes, and I slowly but surely open it up for her to see, because she comes in and looks, and she's all like, "Oh my gosh, we have a problem here." You know, me being a person who has done, since my mother runs a daycare and whatnot, and it's required for us as providers of kids and whatnot to go through like CPR and, you know, checking vitals, all that stuff that's provided for daycare parents and or daycare providers. And on top of that, I used to work at the hospital at one point in time, but it really wasn't in the field really. It was more of cleaning stuff and putting stuff away and refilling stuff and whatnot. That's basically all it was. So I didn't get really too deep into the medical stuff, but I knew enough to know what's going on. And so I, being a brave gal, very shakily, go over and I look at him, and I could tell he's breathing, just because he has this like poofy jacket somewhat, that's like really close to his body, but still a little poofy, and I could see that he's breathing a bit. And he was like slumped down, just entirely slumped down against the stall door. And so then, of course, it gathers attention that me and my coworker are standing around this door trying to figure out if this dude is alive and whatnot. So there's these two ladies that end up hearing the conversation, and they're nurses. Or one of them's a nurse, and one of them is the mother of her. And so she's all like, "Do you want me to check?" I was like, "I could tell he's breathing, but if you want to check his pulse, I'm not going to touch him because I fear that he might get up and attack me." So she was brave enough to check his pulse, even though I verified that he was breathing. So my manager goes back in the back, calls 911, and I have to stand there another 15, 20 minutes, I'm guessing, to wait for either an ambulance or police officers to actually come and get this gentleman. We didn't know what was wrong with him. She leans out of the door with the phone in her ear, asking for a description as I'm leaning half in the bathroom, half out of the bathroom, trying to tell her the description of the gentleman. And then I immediately stand in the doorway so that way nobody actually goes in there and startles him or whatever. My biggest worry was that he was going to wake up any second and maybe stumble out of the bathroom or something. I don't know if he was high, there was a chance that he could be drunk. There was a chance that he could have slipped and fell or something on the floor that I didn't think was wet, but I wasn't paying attention to that. It was just things going through my head of what this guy is possibly capable of, and I'm standing in his way. Possibly if he hears that I'm trying to give a description and police are being called, he might run me over just to get out the side door that was not far from me. You know, I was very scared, but eventually police officers came and I continued my duty, and I look over my shoulder real quick as they begin to take him out, because at first it took him a few minutes to, like, hey, wake him up, first of all, and a few minutes to get him on his feet. And then they had him in handcuffs, and it turns out he was drunk. So it was kind of terrifying, and I'm glad it was over with and whatnot, but there's the story for you guys for work. I have other stories to tell if you are interested in more stories. I've talked about SodacCon stories, funny stories that have happened to me there. I've talked about stuff that's happened with my family that were really funny. So yeah, I might make this a series. I think I already have made it a series, really. Just telling you about things that have happened to me and that are really either scary or interesting or funny. So yeah. Alright guys, I'm your host, Keyblade Kyrie 2010. If you're new to my channel and you like what you see, smash that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you had a scary moment at work before or something happened before. So yeah. Keyblade Kyrie 2010 signing out. Game on gamers, cosplay on cosplayers. Bye.